Makes sense. I mean, in the open, you mentioned you had 125 offers this week, which is insane. I mean, at 50 to 1, even at 10 to 1, I mean, what does it look like if you're selling a home these days? I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be an entirely different experience than it was even 2 years ago. I mean, what does it look like?
Yeah, for sure it is. I mean, first off, you had better hire someone that has systems, processes, and knows what they're doing. And I know, interesting thing about real estate right now is most all real estate agents are being categorized into this idiot pool. Or, not really needed. It's easy to sell a house. Anybody can do it. Well, okay. Let me run you through a couple of scenarios and see if this is something you would like to experience. Because it is like nothing you have ever seen. I had somebody the other day say, "Well, we didn't do it this way last time we sold." I was like, "Yeah, like even if you sold 3 months or 36 months ago, you wouldn't have done it like you did then. Everything has changed." And so it is like nothing you've ever experienced. I mean, you've heard drink it from the fire hose. Well, it is just like that. I mean, so we broke this down into two ways to sell your home, and I'm going to dive into both of them. But let's just call this the more traditional way. Is you set the price, and then you unleash the home on the open market. Right? You just say, "Come one, come all. My house is available." So here's what that looked like just this week for one of our clients, and that's the way that they wanted to handle it. And so we structured it. We condensed the time, and so we did showings for two days. They had 122 appointments. Okay, now think about that. It's not 122 people, guys. Pretty much you can. I mean, it's pretty much a minimum of 3 people per showing: the agent and 2 potential buyers, and that doesn't factor in the people that are, schlepping their kids around with them, bringing the parents and the in-laws, and all these other people. So you're looking at this owner had about 370 to 400 people walk through their home in 48 hours.
Wow.
Think about that. So showing started at 9 a.m. and they ended at dark. Basically, when it got dark, we said, okay, we're going to have to shut this thing off. So this is super fast-paced. The showings are typically 15 to 30 minutes apart. I mean, it's just not like the old days. The old days you put the house on the market, you have a showing in the morning, you could swing back by the house, maybe throw a load of laundry in, get something for the kids before soccer practice or whatever, do a few things and head out. Not anymore. I mean, we are instructing our owners like, look, when we do this, you really ought to just go away for the weekend. Go to the beach, go hang out at the mountains. We have a couple right now that just this past weekend, they just stayed local. They went and rented, I think they did a little romantic getaway at the Proximity Hotel. And just because there's no way you're getting back in your house. And if you do get back in your house, you're not going to be by yourself because there's going to be like 15 people walking around. That's what's crazy. And it is not uncommon to pull up to a property and there be a line out the door of 20 to 30 people waiting to get in to see the house in a lot of the price ranges in and around the Triad. And so we have created a very specific process and system to go over with our clients that to really close that window of time down so that they actually can go back into their home and they can somewhat have a whatever normal life a weekend looks like. But I mean, it's nuts. I mean, we actually had to create an app, Keith, that basically collects the 9 essential data points that we need out of the offer to purchase, and we can collect that and it feeds it into an automated spreadsheet so that we can build that real-time feedback and offers to get to our clients. Because I mean, otherwise you're printing out like the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, you think about we had multiple homes where we had like one of them this week we had 42 offers on it. Well, average is probably 22 pages per offer. So it's like you're delivering 6 phone books to your client, right?
Yeah.
To go through all of the paper. It's just crazy. So if you are more of the traditional and that's kind of what you want to do, we do have a very specific structure in which we handle that. So you do still get to have somewhat of a life. We condense that showing time down. We push more people through the house faster as opposed to spreading it out over 5 or 6, 7 days, because even at that, you're still going to have somebody wanting to come about every hour. So it's just so different. It is just so different. So the second way that we're doing it is where we're assisting our owners through our own database of home buyers. So this is a much calmer approach than having 300 to 500 people come through your home on a weekend, for sure. And so we offer the home to a limited number of home buyers. Normally that's going to range somewhere between 30 to 50 potential home buyers based on your price point, but we offer it to them exclusively. It's much more controlled, a lot less noise for sure. And, at the end of the day, you got one house to sell, not 50. There's really no great advantage to having 400 people come through your home. And so we're still, even in that situation, it's 10 to 15 showings, much more orderly. Process is still producing multiple offers. Owners are still getting many, many options to consider. At the end of the day, if you had 42 offers or you had 15, what I'm looking at is 20 of the 42 offers they weren't ever even going to consider anyway. Mm-hmm. And so if we can give better qualified buyers better time to make decisions, and we're still seeing great offers come out of doing that. It is certainly much less of a zoo for sure, and it's pretty simple. It allows the home buyers can register with our company. They get on that VIP list, and it's just a much better experience. It's certainly it's not doesn't feel like that whole madhouse auction bidding war craziness. And so far, we've done it getting rave reviews from all sides. The sellers, especially owners that didn't have a great experience. Maybe they were, started with a different company. Something didn't happen the way, whatever. It just went sideways. And so, you don't have to sell your home just like everybody else. That's one thing that I realized 24 years ago when I got into real estate is we needed to create different systems and processes, because this is not a one-size-fit-all industry. Every single owner doesn't want to sell their home with 400 or 500 people coming through the door. And, it could be for physical limitations. It could be they have babies. It could be they have pets. There's 100. They just don't want that many people in their house. We joked a couple weeks ago on the radio here, Keith. We were talking about that one of our owners, before he had called us, he had went ahead and put new carpet in his house, and I was like, oh man, wish you hadn't have done that, because after 240 people walk on it, when's it stop being new?
True story.
Yeah, and so this is just a different option, and I'm not saying it's based on catering to the consumer and what the consumer wants, and a lot of our clients do not want to deal with the craziness of just throwing the home out on the open market and everything that happens with that, and some do, and that's fine. If you want that, we certainly have that process, and we do that every single day. But we have a good, probably I would say we're probably getting close to 50% of our owners are like, I don't want to do that. I want to sell, but I don't want to experience that. Do you have another option? And the answer is yes, we do have another option. So you can learn more about that. You can go to jasonbramblett.com. Shoot us over an email. We will schedule a strategy session to walk you through exactly what that looks like. And it's like I said, it has worked out very, very well.